Kia ora, I'm Sherry Kinnear and this is the COVID-19 news update for Friday. Health officials have today reported 14,128 new community cases of COVID-19 and 5 COVID-related deaths. There are 943 people in hospitals around the country, including 25 in intensive care. The 5 deaths reported today were in Auckland, Waikato, Hutt Valley and Canterbury. In Auckland, there are 3,498 COVID cases and 616 people in hospital with 10 in ICU. Northern Regional Health Coordination Centre's Associate Chief Clinical Officer Dr. Anthony Jordan and vaccinologist Helen Harris outlined the national and regional daily case numbers in Auckland today, saying the current rate of boosters in Auckland was lower than preferred. This also applied to some childhood immunisations.
Many people have forgotten that booster vaccinations are actually an important part of most vaccine schedules. There are no additional safety concerns related to boosters. In fact, data from New Zealand shows that the reactions after a booster are actually less disruptive than those after the second dose. So, the problem with Omicron. Omicron is different to the other variants, and 2 primary doses of the vaccine, of course, is not as effective as it was against Delta. So fortunately for us, the booster changes this dramatically. Boosters are by far the best way to protect ourselves against the worst symptoms of Omicron infection.
Harris also discussed pregnancy and vaccinations. She said if you get vaccinated before or during breastfeeding, a mother could pass on some immunity to their baby.
Pregnant women and their unborn babies are a special high-risk group for severe consequences of COVID-19. This includes a higher risk of ending up in hospital and needing respiratory support, and also a higher risk of a pregnancy loss or a preterm birth if you get COVID while you're pregnant. Also, young babies are particularly vulnerable, and if you get vaccinated before or during your pregnancy or your breastfeeding, you can actually pass some of this immunity on to your baby. And very new data is showing that this immunity that you pass on does give them some protection against COVID-19.
Meanwhile, National Party leader Christopher Luxon has said it's time to dismantle COVID restrictions and get back to normality. He spoke to media this morning with his COVID-19 response spokesman Chris Bishop after issuing a call for the government to immediately scrap vaccine passes for all but large indoor events.
We think it's important, given what we're seeing with tourism, what we're seeing with small business, that we as a country now start to move forward and we actually start to get back to some normalcy again. And that with Omicron, clearly the risk is very different, and we actually think that it's now time for us to start to dismantle many of the COVID restrictions that we've had in place.
And that's the latest COVID-19 news for today. For more and to stay up to date, head to nzherald.co.nz. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. To stay up to date with all the latest news from the New Zealand Herald, click the subscribe button below or check out one of the videos here, and head over to nzherald.co.nz for more details on these stories and more.